Stand by for a transmission from DX Central. This broadcast is not a test. To confirm reception, please tune your radio to any AM or FM frequency and report your observations during this transmission. Again, this is not a test. Stand by for a transmission from DX Central. This broadcast is not a test. To confirm reception, please tune your radio to any AM or FM frequency and report your observations during this transmission. Again, this is not a test.
DX Central Live is brought to you in part by...
From the pages of its DX Monitor member bulletin, members of the International Radio Club of America share their domestic and international AM/DX loggings. In its Mexican log, a wealth of information can be found of stations from south of the border. Technical guides, sunrise, sunset maps, and more make the IRCA a must-join for any AM/DXer. For more information, log on to ircaonline.org. That's ircaonline.org. While the HF bands can be filled with entertaining and intriguing transmissions, how do you know when and where to look? Let Teak Publishing's Global Radio Guide lead the way. In addition to its exhaustive list of time and frequency for international broadcasters, radio hobby icon Gail Van Horn brings you equipment reviews, an SDR buyer's guide, feature articles, and more. Pick up your copy today. Visit teakpublishing.com for more information. That's teakpublishing.com. Since 1933, the National Radio Club has been serving AMDXers while providing some of the most in-depth information in the hobby. From the annual NRC AM log, a must-have reference for domestic station information, to antenna design reference manuals, and of course, the DX News Member Bulletin, which is filled with station information updates, domestic and international loggings, and a whole lot more. Become a member today. For more information, log on to nationalradioclub.org. That's nationalradioclub.org.
Through crashes of static in quiet hours, we listen. In languages we can scarcely understand, and of places we have only visited in our dreams, we listen. Incessantly, we perfect our array of aerials, receivers, and resources. We refine our skills and our techniques so that we might listen. We are DX Central, and we're all about radio. Visit us at dxcentralonline.com or check us out on YouTube. Search DX Central.
Keep up with DX Central. Follow us on Twitter at DX Central.
From the DX Central North Shore Studios, this is DXC Live. Now here's your host, Lloyd Van Horn.
There it is. I don't know why. Every once in a while, this thing decides it wants to reset itself. I don't know why. Welcome, my friends, to DX Central Live's special presentation of the 1150 KSEN DX test out of Shelby, Montana. We're here in our North Shore studios here in Mandeville, Louisiana, and we are getting ready to bring you another DX test, our second of the weekend. And we did hear last night, we did hear KJJR out of Whitefish, Montana. That one did come in last night, and we heard some Morse code, we heard some sweeps. I didn't hear, I'll have to go back and listen to the recording. I wasn't here in the shack for the entire thing. I didn't hear any of the slow scan TV, but it's possible it could have been there. But I definitely heard the sweeps, definitely heard the Morse code, so we know we heard it, which is the second or third time we've actually heard them here from Mandeville. So pretty cool to have them make it back in. Tonight, though, we're looking for KSEN 1150 out of Shelby, Montana. We did hear them last year when they did this test out of Shelby. And so looking forward to seeing if we can hear them again tonight. Got our northwest CAS pointing in the general direction of Montana, 305 degrees. So hopefully that should help. Much better conditions tonight. We don't have a bunch of lightning off the coast and a bunch of rain happening outside. I was thinking last night that I was going to have to go pull the antennas off a couple times because it was getting pretty lit up outside, but we didn't have to do that. So thankfully, we were able to keep it going and let you guys hopefully use our stream to compare your recordings to. And hopefully you heard KSEN from wherever you might be, or I'm sorry, KJJR from wherever you might be, and hopefully tonight you hear KSEN. Want to make sure we also shout out to our friend Justin Wilfing. We have him over here in the corner on the side, and I'll have his URL up here in a bit when we do the test. He is also running a live stream tonight. UB Studios is his name on YouTube, so make sure you look him up. He is also running a stream tonight for this DX test from his shack up in Minnesota. So you've got him up at the top of the Mississippi River. We're down here at the bottom in Louisiana. So you got the full spread. I think he had a really good copy of KJJR last night up there, which you kind of would imagine so, right? Being so far north. Let's go ahead and take a really quick look at some of the details into this test tonight. If you go to our website, dxcentralonline.com, you'll find our blog post here that has this header right here, another dual DX test weekend, this time from Montana, and you'll see the nice little picture here. And then underneath is all of the details that you need to know about tonight's DX test, what you'll expect to be able to hear. There will be another slow scan TV bit of content in tonight's test as well. So if you are able to receive the test in fairly decent conditions, then maybe you can decode the slow scan TV image that they're really sending out. And we also have all the QSL information, everything else you need to know. So if you're looking for the details on tonight's DX test, just go to dxcentralonline.com. Look for our blog post titled Another Dual DX Test Weekend, and you should be good to go, everything that you'll need. We'll do another thing we did last night as well. We have our little video that we made here a couple years ago for what to expect. That's like, I guess, about a year ago. What to expect during a DX test, what to listen for, what the different sounds you're going to be hearing, what they're called. And so we'll play this again here. This is our video here on the YouTube channel. Introduction to the sounds of AMDX test. We're not going to play the entire thing tonight because we are a little bit tighter schedule before this thing kicks off here in a little bit. But at least want to give you guys a primer for those of you who might be newer to DX test, or it's been a while since you were here for one. This will give you a little bit of an introduction. It actually starts off here at the beginning that we're looking at here. It's going to talk about KJJR, the DX test they did a while back when I was in Charleston, and showing their Morse code IDs. So coincidentally, here we are again. Here it is, the introduction to the sounds of AMDX test.
Not only in this clip can you hear the Morse code under the signal from WCBS, but you can actually see it as well on the SDR waterfall. The dits and das, you'll actually see those on the waterfall. And here's another example, this time from 1220 WCPH in Etowah, Tennessee. Now for some of the more unique sounds you might hear during a DX test. There's the first ones we're going to explore are what we call tone sweeps. There's a handful of different kinds of sweeps. And this first one is what's called a linear sweep. This was actually something that was provided to the CPC, as most of these tones were, by a friend of us. He's an engineer at 650 WSM, and these are actually the same tones that they use to maintain and test against their own audio chain and their transmitters. So these are broadcast standards. Again, this first one is called a linear sweep. Now, very similar to the linear sweep, we have the logarithmic sweep. See if you can tell the difference. This next piece was actually developed to test a very specific element in the transmission line called limiter. So this is the limiter test. Now, this next tone was specifically designed for testing AM transmitters, for medium wave transmitters. It consists of a tone that starts at around 100 hertz, runs all the way up to 5 kilohertz, and then bounces quickly back and forth between the two of them. Another commonly used element in DX tests is the single frequency tone. Now, which frequency is used can vary from test to test, but probably the most commonly used is the 1 kilohertz tone. If you've ever been sitting on 890 kilohertz on the East Coast and you heard that 1 kilohertz heterodyne from Algeria on 891, you know exactly the sound that you're looking for here. The difference here is that these are going to be on both the upper and lower sideband of the carrier frequency. These are going to run for about 30 seconds or so, and they're extremely easy to identify on that waterfall if you're running an SDR, because you'll see two solid lines right on 1 kilohertz off of that carrier frequency. So here is an example of what that sounds like, the 1 kilohertz tone.
Hey, so what if we have questions?
We'll just pause the audio here for a second while the advertisement runs. And we're going to skip the ad there.
Probably one of the more unique sounds you might hear during a DX test is the off-hook telephone sound. Now, if you didn't grow up with a landline phone, this was actually something that was developed back a long time ago by Bell Laboratories, and it was something that they wanted to use to alert the user that the handset was not seated properly in the cradle, and therefore the line was still engaged and they wouldn't be able to receive any inbound phone calls. So a little alert sound was played over the line to notify the user of that. The tone consists of a superposition of frequencies 1400 hertz, 2060 hertz, 2450 hertz, and 2600 hertz, and they're played at 100 milliseconds on, 100 milliseconds off cadence. Testing with an audiologist also confirmed that these tones cut through static and crowded frequencies very well and are more easily noticed by DXers.
All right, so we'll stop it there. So yeah, we're getting ready here for the KSEN 1150DX test. There you heard some samples of some of the sounds you'll probably be hearing tonight, or potentially can be hearing tonight. If you want to hear the rest of those, there's a couple more that will be on the video here, like the iPhone ringer, the Hands Across the Sea song from the IRCA, things like that are probably going to be in there. You can go to our YouTube channel, look up the introduction to the sounds of AMDX tests. There will also be another sound tonight. I mentioned the slow scan TV. So what that basically is, it's a digital transmission used often by shortwave broadcast stations and also amateur radio operators to send images via digital transmission over HF bands. Here, they're going to be sending an image out that can be decoded. So if you're close enough to get the decode, you can actually see the image that was sent. If you're not, at the very least, you might be able to hear the sounds. It's very unique, very distinct. So be on the lookout for those. Let's go ahead and take you on a look here in the and we're going to take a look here at our screen. We got the Perseus up and running. We're about a little over a minute now from go time here for KSEN 1150 Shelby, Montana. Over here down at the bottom, we also have our friend Justin. Justin Wolfing's doing his live stream as well. You'll see his URL for his live stream here, so you make sure you tune in to him as well, so you can compare what is he hearing versus what we're hearing down here in Louisiana. And I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking, as usually during these DX tests. I'll actually turn off the camera, turn off the mic, and let you guys just listen into what we hear from here in Louisiana. So let's go ahead now, turn on the audio. So we'll turn the audio on here, let you guys hear as we get ready for KSEN 1150 Shelby, Montana. Good luck, my friends, and hopefully you'll add a new station or a new state to your logbook tonight.
it's Passover behind. And it's already past midnight in the US, so I back up on Twitter. And if you like to do it at Auphonix. I did learn recently that after I went on a hiatus on Twitter, somebody else claimed my identity. And they were impersonating me on Twitter. You know, they say that kind of impersonation is a form of flattery, but he didn't do anything that I was embarrassed or anything. It's like, wow, that's sad. I've been reading the book, love the book, almost so grateful that you came on Coast to Coast to talk about the strange medical saga of John F. Kennedy.
Hello? Hi, how are you? Pretty good, quite well. Okay, great. I heard your introduction. It was quite good, quite accurate. I'm not sure what I can add to it.
Well, I know what you're going to add to because I got a million questions. I dog-eared this book more than I dog-eared most. And it's the part, I mean, so we know, and I'll go over your, I mean, you certainly have plenty of bona fides, and you are an established authority on pain. And so it's interesting that even so much of what we don't know about John F. Kennedy was the real timeline of his pain, that it starts really almost, you know, this was news to me. So, I mean, I guess I've read bios and they didn't go into, they didn't go down the speech. But born in 1917, and almost from the very beginning, the point you make is that John F. Kennedy was born into a life of physical pain.
Yes, exactly why he never survived infancy and childhood is a miracle. I mean, cats are not lying, they have nothing on John F. Kennedy. One of the things that you study his case, how and why he lived, it's just some sort of a miracle. I can't believe that his charm and personality is one that's bigger than live. I really probably came from his experiences and just overcoming one time after another.
I'm going to amplify something, a point that you implied and sort of kind of connected, but I'm going to sharpen it even further and say, had he not been born into a family of wealth, he would have died in infancy. He would have died before he was 2 years old, probably. But the family had so much money and were able to provide the best care, the best doctors, that he didn't have to die. He's living proof of that, but it is a kind of medical miracle that he did.
Well, it really is. You know, I've written about 200 the medical song of Howard Hughes and Elvis Presley. And you know, they had not had access to wealth, let's be honest about it, to find the very best doctors and hire the very best doctors who were willing to innovate. None of those people were to live very long. And John F. Kennedy, there's no two ways about it. They had enough money to find the very best doctors there at Harvard and around the country. At least they did. And, you know, there's no question in my mind that he was born with a normal family, a normal financially. I don't think he would have faced it. No, because he was able to, right from the start, like we survived on the scene of those days, all his infections in childhood requires. You know, he spent half the time at with doctors. I'm not sure I'm very best doctor, so that had a factor in helping him survive.
And there's a difference, you know, age of claim. There's a difference between hospitals and clinics very often. And clinics is where, and that's the expensive care, that's the one-on-one care that you allude to, and that's what he got from a very early age, as opposed to he's a wealthy kid, he went to the hospital. terms of infancy, childhood, teenage years, young adult, all that. So what, can you name all of his afflictions during his infancy?
Right. That's quite easy to do because they were all infectious. Exception there, I can say that no infection left behind. He had all the usual childhood illnesses, measles, mumps, but he also had whooping cough, which in those years often took your life. And also he developed scarlet fever. That was the one his survival was unusual. The scarlet fever was a streptococcus and it's hardly known today, but it caused both rheumatic fever or scarlet fever, rheumatic heart disease, and it also caused later kidney failure. Any one of them. And he managed to survive the scarlet fever. And what's amazing about it is that, see, there were no antibiotics. So exactly what the doctors did is a mystery. If we were to start to study medicine practice prior to World War II, you know, it's almost hard to find out what in the world the doctor did do. He was recorded surprisingly. But whatever they did do, he did make scarlet fever. He was near death. That was the big one. During his infancy, he managed to survive scarlet fever. And that, you know, thousands of babies died of scarlet fever or rheumatic fever in those days. And just a little sidebar, the whole concept of autoimmunity, meaning you develop a disease later on, COVID, all of that, was really initially discovered following scarlet fever. Substances in the body cause kidney disease. almost very simple. The big part of it, in other words, it would be called a mega neutral valve. How about that?
No. Yeah, it's here. Again, we're talking about the strange medical saga of John F. Kennedy, and we're not even out in its infancy yet with Dr. Forrest Kennedy. So, here's how I understand auto emission. This is how it's always been explained to me. That auto meaning self, and immune in this case meaning you're not even immune to yourself. And that you're attacking for yourself.
That's a general description.
Right. And so that's how people who are autoimmune, their first line of defense is actually the first line of offense to their body.
You got it.
Okay. So that in itself, again, were it not for the financial resources or the experimental treatment, that in itself would have killed John F. Kennedy as a baby. But he survived past the 2-year mark of infancy into childhood. And at some point, then we get into this whole adrenal gland thing. Can you explain that? Going into the next phase of his health problem.
Yes. You mentioned autoimmunity, and incidentally, one of the reasons why I wrote this book is that what I think this whole concept of autoimmunity may be in play with all of humans in this century. I can't think of anything that is a bigger public health issue, and COVID is only making people realize this. They're calling it COVID, trying to find other names, and what it really is post-viral autoimmunity, meaning that you've got destructive elements in your body eating away at some of the tissues. And so, the endocrinologist, years after Kennedy's birth, described a condition in which autoimmunity or destructive elements from birth started destroying glands. And Kennedy, the big target of his autoimmune glandular disease was adrenal cancer, but he also had his thyroid attack and his testicle later life. And so people who have this rarity will have their pancreas attack, they can do diabetes, thyroid attack, testicles or ovaries can be attacked, and certainly the adrenal attack. What it looks like historically is that this adrenal gland probably overworked and attacked and deteriorated by the renal disease and COVID. Down thing over a period of years until he was finally diagnosed with hereditary disease when he was right after World War II, when he was right about 30 years of age. So between birth his adrenal gland was slowly starting to fade.
Okay, explain the role of the adrenal gland in the human body.
Adrenal glands, first of all, they were adrenal glands, they're so valuable to the body, the Lord gives us two of them, one sitting on top of each kidney, and they used to be called superrenal glands, meaning on top of the kidney, but just for short, they call them adrenal glands. And in 1855, they passed all of these in Britain with the name of Thomas Adams, was clinical history discovered 1,000 people had their adrenal glands eaten away, and they went back and looked at their clinical history on what caused it, and it was a slow they were the gland that just eroded away. In those years, and this got into why family and how they got into big problems. That in the 1800s and early 1900s, tuberculosis invaded the adrenal gland, and in the early 1900s in this country, I mean, tuberculosis was supposed to be the cause.
He's given animal adrenal gland injection. The strange medical saga of John F. Kennedy next on Coast AM. WJBO News Radio, 1150 AM, 98.7 FM. Really, the rule changes, the game of concrete changes. You can all view infancy, and we're talking about his childhood next, and whatever he thought he understood about his back problems, which are so often associated with the EP-109 incident, and whatever, you don't have that. You got to hear the strange medical saga of John F. Kennedy. We'll get back to his problem with the renal gland. I mean, not so early in life, too. And we're working our way up to then what the pain managers did and how it would have affected him. Coming up at Coast to Coast AM.
Season can be taxing on your identity because all your personal information is all in one place, getting emailed, shared, and possibly exposed to identity theft. Tax forms can be like one-stop shops for ID theft, which means it can be dangerous and easy to steal your identity. Protection against identity theft is easier with LifeLock by Norton. LifeLock by Norton helps monitor your info and alerts you to potential identity threats. And if you do become a victim, dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it during tax season. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions and all businesses. You can make sure your identity theft protection starts here. Join LifeLock today and save up to 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to lifelock.com and use promo code George. That's lifelock.com. Use promo code George to save 25% off. LifeLock.com.
So I had an appointment with the surgeon, and he was told me what all he was going to do, and it was just absolutely horrendous. I came home, I started on Carnivora, and I called and canceled my surgery, and she said, "Are you going someplace else?" I said, "No, I'm taking care of it myself." She said, "Okay," and my problem on my skin went away. I have bruising that's all over my arms. 3 weeks after I was on a rotor, I noticed, I was looking at my arms, and I said, "Gee, I don't have any bruises on my arms, but I'm always full of bruises. I can't put my finger on it, but I know something's happening." I have to tell you, that has to be the Carnivora.
866-836-8735. 866-836-8735. Or visit carnivora.com. That's CARNIVORA.com. Coupon code George to get 15% off your order.
WJBO News Radio, 1150 AM and 98.7 FM.
Our guest, Dr. Horace Tennant, is an American physician. Actually, he is a writer of the two books, The Strange Medical Saga of John F. Kennedy. And he is the former mayor of West Covina, California, which is cool, as well as being an expert in pain management and substance dependence. And you were born in Dodge City, Kansas, not too far away from where I am speaking to you in Manhattan, Kansas. That's Kansas State University, where I'm a professor. So there you go. I've been in Dodge City a few times. What is it? Did you live there very long, or did you just born there?
No, I was raised in Hutchinson.
Oh, in Hutch? Oh, no. In Hutch is the hip kids call it. In Hutch. Hey, that's cool. And then migrated out to California, UCLA School of Public Health, amongst other things. And so, what a career. I think you bring I really like your writing style on this because it's short, clear. You go through sentences that are well-established, active sentences that you give the reader everything they need to know, but there's not a lot of flourish to this, which is kind of why I'm really glad to be drilling down on it a little bit. As you write almost like it's almost like an abstract, almost like you're writing about it like we're reading John F. Kennedy's chart, like we're standing there like med students at the foot of the bed.
Right. But I originally started out writing about these famous people as a tool to educate people. And I found out if you really want to write medical history, you write medical history.
those adrenal glands are taken, they were kind of early animal adrenal gland experiments.
When we say early, I try to keep this breakdown, and I haven't been able to, but somewhere, at some point, between the time Dr. Adams discovered the disease in 1855 and World War I, doctors started taking hold of the adrenal glands using cattle and sheep, and they would dry it out and then use that to humans, and they got good results.
How did they administer
At that time, they'd taken oil down through the use.
and so how was it administered to a childhood JFK? Was it the injection?
No, it would have been oil. But it was probably been oil, and probably would have taken it on the market and put it either dissolved in water. Now, interesting enough, whole adrenal gland supplements have come back on the market or sold without prescription in health food stores or over the internet. And patients today take these because they really do. Turns out, taking the whole adrenal gland has a lot of advantages to take cortisol. And if you use it, you get a lot of the same effects. So we don't know whether they did it. Now, what they call the dopamine, you had the tablet, you had to touch the skin and put it under the skin. That's what John F. Kennedy had to do. But as far as how they gave the whole adrenal gland, we're not 100%. We think there were different ways. Kind of depended upon how the doctor wanted to do it. So they would, most of it at that time, the doctor would obtain these dried glands from pharmacies and probably had to cut them up in also to decide how they were going to give them. But it does appear that John F. Kennedy was danger because prior to the time that they did have the synthetic cortisone that he put under the skin, and that was in 1937 when he was about 20 years of age.
Okay, and so those adrenal glands, though, that would have been, that would have been, do you say likely bovine or sheep? Do you know?
Probably bovine. That's the one that is used today. Cattle are probably far more accessible, far more cattle and adrenal things to Rock City. The farmers probably have farmers and brands around. So bovine adrenal to this day are exactly they just appear for a while with the rest of the back and it does appear that I was unable to document exactly what they gave in the mail and how much and what have you, but we know they did use it, and my guess is that they will learn.
So again, we're talking with Dr. Forrest Pettit, the strange medicine saga of John F. Kennedy. Now let's see what the facts are. Well, first of all, the DOCA, which is that cortisone that you talked about. Cortisone is we would more commonly associate that with a kind of mild steroid.
Yes.
Okay.
When people use steroids, 95 times out of 100, they're implying that it's the adrenal cortisone. That's what they imply. Steroids is a chemical name for a chemical structure, and chemists and pharmacists and doctors might use it for something else. The general public, when they use the term steroid, they normally think of the term cortisone, a corticosteroid or cortisone.
Okay. The reason I asked is I knew several people even just in modern and contemporary times who were treated as children with steroids, even mild steroids, and it was effective in holding back whatever it was that was attacking their body, but the turnaround for that was that it usually stunted their growth, and that does not appear to be the issue with John F. Kennedy.
So it looks like they used it only not on a daily basis, just when you said, and because you're absolutely right. Every doctor, first practitioner, anything. In other words, any good doctor, sad day, we're going to put anybody on daily or on daily steroids. Nobody but us. And it has to be done, of course, for serious disease. And it has to be done with John F. Kennedy after he was diagnosed. They used good like use it what he did. They used whole adrenaline prior to diagnosis that they didn't use it when he had a flare or one of the infections. They didn't use it on a regular basis. When he started
were they using it to treat doctors?
Yes.
Starting at what age?
We think that we started very early. They actually started at 7, we were dating about 20 years of age. There are they tried to hard guess. They actually started probably cutting skin away. Skin was high. It opened half a centimeter of skin. Beginning when he was in college, he was really falling. John F. Kennedy did that, so he wasn't on. He didn't take his infirmity to heart. He went out to play ball, played center, became an excellent player. And he's pretty brave. He really liked that. He tore his Phaser when he always kept getting injured. So they did start giving him pretty regular deoxycorticoid on steroids at about age 20.
Yeah, I think you're right that he went out for the Harvard football team and they took him off at like day 1 stretcher.
Yes, right.
Hang on to that thought. All right, so now we've been talking about his childhood years, so again the teenage years. We're getting to the adult years. A strange medical saga killed 2 Israelis, police are still searching for that shooter. Americans were trained to stop fleeing.
There we go. Hey everybody. So just a quick update. Just received word that there was a challenge or a difficulty at the station actually getting this DX test programmed in. So it is not happening tonight. Looks like it's going to be happening tomorrow instead. At the same time tomorrow night. So we'll be back for that tomorrow night. Running that in the background here, just like we did tonight, but no DX test from KSEN 1150 Montana this evening. That has been postponed due to some some difficulties at the station getting everything programmed in. So we'll go ahead and call it a night tonight, and we'll see you guys here tomorrow night as we try for Montana and take 2. Take care, my friends. 73 and best of
This is DX Central Live.